Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Sorry ang tagal na ko mag-open ng laptop. Dapat 5:45 na. Nag-update pa. Alright, sige. Can we start now? Kasi alam ko you have class after this na. Yung iba.
Hi, sir. Good evening.
Hi,
Sorry, good
Jay.
afternoon.
Good afternoon. Alright, sige. Today, good evening. Okay. Today, I will discuss about now applications of what we discussed last Thursday, wherein we will do journalizing, we will do posting, and then trial balance and up to adjustment. So hopefully until adjustment. Again, please, to all accountants, please bear with me since I only add this topic, no, para at least you know how to prepare your FS. All right. Sige, can we start now? All right, I will share my screen. So later we will discuss this here. Sorry. Mali. All right. So as you remember, last meeting, diba? We discussed about uh, the basic, no? What if you have an increase in your asset? What if you have a decrease in your asset or increase in your liability or decrease in your owner's capital, diba? Also, diba, we mentioned that, or I mentioned that if we increase your assets, no, it is always on the debit side, correct? Okay. When you decrease your asset, always on the credit side, correct? So meaning, when you say debit, it is on the left side, while credit, it is on the right side, correct? What else? In terms of liabilities and owner's equity, kabaliktaran, di ba? Because the formula is asset is equals to liabilities plus owner's equity. So liabilities and owner's equity, any increase on that particular account title, which is liabilities and owner's equity, always on. If you increase, always on the credit, di ba? Always on the right side. While if you decrease your liabilities and owner's equity, it is on the left side or debit. Okay. How about the revenue? Revenue naman, since it is an increase in your revenue, so any increase in your revenue always on the credit, while decrease is on the debit side. While expense always on, if you increase your expense always on the debit side or the left side. All right. I think most of you, no, especially in the Tuesday or Thursday class, sabi nila, yes, I want applications, okay, of what we discussed. That's why I get no one problem in the book of Valencia, so that to apply everything, as you notice, no, the requirement here is up to preparation of your FS. Okay, so hopefully we can discuss until number 4, and then next meeting is uh, we will prepare your FS. Para at least after this, no, the accounting cycle, we will now go to statement of uh, financial position or your balance sheet para mas madali na natin ma-interpret, okay, kung ano ba dapat ang balance sheet or income statement. Alright, sige nga. If you remember my discussion last meeting about journal entries. So here, by the way, you see my screen, Jay? Tama ba? Nakita niyo ba to?
Yes, sir.
So PDF and you have your Excel file. So, and also I have here debit and credit, no? And I have also here the T account or the ledger. Okay? Sige nga, October 1. Okay, what if you invest 80,000 cash in the business? What is the entry for this? Anyone?
Sa debit po, sir.
All right, Jess. So debit, what is the entry? Debit.
80,000.
Uh, what is the debit?
Yung 80,000 po, sir.
Yes, what is the debit? Account title. Again, October 1. What is the entry for this? Okay.
Cash.
Very good. So you debit cash, which is 80,000. All right. And you, sorry. And you credit what? So what if you invest cash? Very good, Richard. So it is a capital, but be specific. So it is AirUp capital. All right. So AirUp capital, which is 80,000. Very good. So after that, now if you have your journal entry, you should have also explanations, diba? So meaning invested cash. All right. Then after that, no, we will post it to your ledger or your T account. But then on T account, okay? Okay, so if you debit cash, we will also debit here cash, correct? Yes. What else? If you credit AirUp capital, we will also credit here AirUp capital. Okay? So na-update ko na siya para madali. Ayan. Okay, go back to our discussion last meeting. No? Cash is part of your asset. If you increase your asset, especially your cash, debit or credit? Jinky. It is on debit or
Again,
credit?
sir? Sorry.
Okay, if you increase your asset, especially your cash, debit or credit?
Debit.
Very good. Debit. So in this example, there's an increase in your cash.
Okay.
We debit ba cash? Yes, so
Yes.
correct. Okay. How about if we increase our capital, debit or credit?
Credit.
Credit. Very good. We credit by AirUp capital. The answer is
Yes.
yes. So meaning we do not violate in terms of the standards or the equation, no, in terms of the increase or decrease in your asset is equal to liabilities plus owner's equity. Very good. October 1. What if you purchase a delivery van of 60,000, paying 30,000, or you pay 50% cash and 50% on account? What is the entry for this? So, meaning you purchase what? You purchase. What is the
Delivery van.
entry? Very good. You purchase delivery van. Delivery van is part of your transportation equipment. All right. So this is worth 60,000. All right. How about your credit? Okay. You pay 30,000 and that's again. What is the credit?
Accounts payable.
Okay. Accounts payable and
Cash.
Credit.
all right.
30,000.
30,000. Very good.
Credit.
What else? And
Debit
you
cash.
have very good. And you credit cash worth 30,000.
30,000.
All right, by the way, in terms of the principles of balance, tama ba? What we debit should always be equal to credit. So 80,000, 80,000. So very good, tama, no? All right. In terms of this, we debit delivery van 60,000 and we credit also accounts payable and cash. Balance ba? Yes. All right.
Yes.
Yes.
Very good. So you purchase here. So you purchase delivery van, okay? Uh, then 50% cash, right? And let's say 50% AP. Ayan. All right. So after that is we will post it to your ledger. So if we debit delivery van, so we'll put it here, delivery van. Hindi pwedeng if we debit delivery van, nilagay mo dito credit, no? Hindi ba balance yan. How about accounts payable? So we'll put here, if credit accounts payable, so we'll put here accounts payable here. What else? How about cash? So we credit also cash here. And all right. I'll go back again to our basic about increase or decrease in your asset, liabilities, and owner's equity. Delivery van is part of your asset, correct? So meaning if we purchase delivery van, you increase no, the asset, which is delivery van. So meaning you increase your asset. So delivery van, increase in asset, debit ba? Yes, you debit. How about accounts payable? Nangutang ka, meaning you have an increase in your accounts payable. Correct? If you increase your accounts payable, if you increase your liability, it is on the credit side. Nasa credit ba? Yes, correct. Of course, you pay cash, di ba? You pay so that you have or you purchase delivery van. Then it is on cash. So malamang magdi-decrease ang cash mo, correct? If you decrease your cash, if you decrease your asset, it is on the credit. Nasa credit ba ang cash? The answer is yes. All right. So far no question, ha? All right. October 3. Purchase cleaning supplies for 9,000 on account. What is the entry for this? What if you purchase supplies? So you purchase Sunrocks, no? Or kasi cleaning supplies or sabon. What is the entry for October 3?
Cleaning
Debit.
supplies.
Debit cleaning
Very
supplies.
good. Debit, cleaning supplies. All right. How much? You have 9,000. And you credit.
Accounts
So it
payable.
is on account.
Payable.
Very good. Accounts payable is 9,000. So meaning this is purchase cleaning supplies on account. Take note, you should have explanation. All right. So after that, cleaning supplies is part of your asset. So you will put here cleaning supplies. All right. And also accounts payable also 9,000. All right. Here. So again, you purchase cleaning supplies. Cleaning supplies is part of your asset, correct? So if you increase your asset, which is cleaning supplies, it is to be debited. Nasa debit ba ang cleaning supplies? Yes. And then you increase your accounts payable. Why? Because wala kang pambayad for the meantime. So sabi mo, I will pay it after 30 days, or I will pay it if I have money already. So meaning, it is on account. You increase your accounts payable, you increase your liabilities, it is on the credit, correct? So nasa credit ba? Yes, nasa credit. All right. So go back again, no, to your asset, liabilities, and owner's equity. Any increase or decrease, okay? Para wag malito. All right. Very good. October 5. What if you paid 12,000 cash on a 1-year insurance policy? Oh, by the way, what if you pay insurance policy in a 1 year? So meaning you pay in advance. So October 5 is part of the adjustment of what we will be discussing later, especially in terms of adjustment. So very important is the adjusting, okay, which is the prepaid or which is the prepayments. So October 5, so ano to, what if may pera ka and then you pay it in advance? What is the account title for this? So it is called, anyone?
Prepaid insurance.
Very good. It is called prepaid insurance. Why prepaid? Again, you pay it in advance. That's why it is a prepaid insurance. So what is the amount? 12,000. Take note of October 5, kasi later we will uh, adjust it, no? Because it is part of the adjustment. All right. And then what is the credit? So you pay in advance, of course, it is cash. Correct? All right. Meaning paid in advance insurance. All right, 12,000. So, by the way, prepaid insurance is part of an asset, of your asset, sorry. Okay? Because for now, it is an asset, but as time goes by, it will become part of your expense kasi nagagamit mo na yung insurance. All right. So, prepaid insurance, you have 12,000, and also you have cash of 12,000. All right. Prepaid insurance. Prepaid insurance is part of your asset, correct? So if you increase your asset, if you increase your prepaid, it is always on the debit side. Debit side ba or debit ba ang prepaid? Yes. When you decrease your cash, okay, it is on the credit side. Okay? Nasa credit ba? Yes. Sorry kung makulit ako. Para at least malaman nyo, in terms of the basic principles of any increase or decrease in your asset, liabilities, and owner's equity. All right. So far, no question, ha? All right. Oh, another example of prepaid is prepaid rent. Okay? For example, si Rain, no? Gustong mag-condo. Kumuha ng condo malapit sa Ateneo. Kasi sabi niya, medyo malayo ang bahay namin. Kaya kailangan kong mag-condo sa may Rockwell. No? Halimbawa, after na ng COVID. No? Ayan. So, meaning may pera si Rain. So, she paid the 5 year or 5 years uh, rent. Okay? So 5 million. So on the part of Rain, it is a prepaid rent. Okay? So prepaid siya, asset siya sa part ni Rain. Pero pag ginagamit mo na yung condominium, no, it will now become part of rent expense. As time goes by, it is now an expense on the part of Rain. All right. Later, we will discuss further about the prepaid, about the deferral, about the estimates, about the accrual. Okay? Sige. October 12. What if you bill customers 25,000 for washing machine services? Meaning, you billed already your customer worth 25,000. 'Di ba? Siya ay washing services. O, yan. Alright. What if you billed already your customer? Meaning, tapos na ang pag-washing mo. Tama ba? The answer is yes. So, meaning, the October 12 is we basically record the revenue already. Why? What are the criteria wherein you will recognize revenue under accrual basis of accounting? Take note of this, diba? When you record the revenue, you should record it as earned. Now, when number one, there is an actual or there's an actual delivery of product. Okay. And number two is there's a performance of services. Okay? Ano yung number one? What do you mean of actual delivery of goods, 'di ba? Yung Lazada, okay? Yung Shopee nyo, 'di ba? Or yung Zalora. So, panag-order kayo ng product, 'di ba? So, on the part of Shopee, on the part of Zalora, hindi pa yan sales, 'di ba? The moment that there's an actual delivery of product to your house, so doon pa lang magiging revenue, no, on the part of Zalora, Shopee, or Lazada. Kaya the moment na mawala yan in transit, sino ang liable or sino may liability? Still Zalora, Lazada, and Shopee. Okay? How about the actual performance of services? For example, si Selena, no, a CPA, siya ay may accounting services. So, yung kanyang customer na si Jay, kailangan nagpapagawa siya ng financial statement, no, sa kanyang business. No? The moment na si Lina already prepared the FS, so doon pa lang magcha-charge si Selena or she billed Jay financial services. So meaning, it is now part of the revenue. Okay? So meaning, in the October 12, you billed customers 25,000 for washing services, nangyari na. Okay? So what is the entry for October 12? Anyone?
Accounts receivable.
Very good. It is now accounts receivable. Wag malito ha kasi yung iba nalilito. The account receivable and account payable. Okay? Accounts receivable is basically part of your asset. May utang yung customer sa'yo. Okay? Accounts payable naman ay utang mo sa suppliers. Okay? Wag malito ha kasi yun yung issue ko last Tuesday. Alright. So account receivable is part of an asset. So how much? You have 25,000 here. Okay? How about your credit? Meaning for washing services. So you have service revenue, 'di ba? Kasi nangyari na, nakalaba ka na, no? All right, it is worth 25,000. All right. So after that, again, you will go to the asset side. Okay. So you put here 25, and service revenue is part of the nominal account and part of your capital, pero for the meantime, it is part of your nominal or part of the income statement. All right. Go back to our basic principles of increase or decrease. Account receivable is part of your asset, correct? If you increase your asset, always on the debit side. Debit bang account receivable? Yes. How about revenue? If you increase your revenue, debit or credit?
Credit.
Ah, credit. Very good. Na-credit ba natin yung service revenue? The answer is yes. Okay, very good step. Okay. So you build customer. Yan. All right. October 18. All right. Paid 10,000 cash owed on delivery van and 5,000 on amount. Di ba? Kailan yon? Di ba nangutang tayo dito? Okay. And dito. Okay. May pera na tayo on October 18. So nagbayad na si ERAP. Okay. All right. So in reality, no, in the business world, no, you should separate accounts payable for every customer. Okay? Kasi para to monitor easily. Sino ba ang may utang ako, 'di ba? Kay Step ba or kay Rain? Hindi pwedeng you have only one account in terms of accounts payable. Malilito ka, 'di ba? Also in terms of account receivable, hindi pwedeng you have only one account. Okay? So let's say kay J, I have collection from J or receivable from J. I have also receivable uh, from Selena, no? Okay, from Mafi. Okay? So yon. That's why you have your subsidiary ledger in every account. Pero for the purpose of this exercises, no worries. We will just use one account, no, for accounts payable. All right. October 18. What is the journal entries? What if you pay now your accounts payable? Debit?
Accounts payable.
Very good. Accounts payable. All right. So you debit accounts payable. So just add na lang 10 plus 5, you have 15. All right. And you credit here, of course, cash, 'di ba? Kasi nagbayad ka ng cash worth 15,000. All right. Accounts payable, sorry. Paid AP na lang, okay? Para shortcut na lang ah. All right. Accounts payable. Accounts payable is part of your liability. Okay? Liability, if you decrease your liability, debit or credit?
Debit.
Di ba debit? Very good. We debit pa accounts payable? Yes. How about cash? No? If you decrease cash, if you decrease asset, debit or credit? Di ba
Credit.
credit? We credit pa cash? Yes. All right.
Credit.
Okay, very good. Sorry, baka makalimutan kong ilagay sa ating yan. Then, hindi magbabalanse mamaya. Then, accounts payable is here. Okay? So, naka-formula na siya para hindi ako mahirapan. Alright. Yan. October 20. Alright. This is my, alright. Memorable day na. So, malapit na. Alright. October 20. Sweldo, sakto, no? Paid 12,000 cash for employee salaries. So, what is the entry for October 20? Nagbayad ka na ng salary. Of course, it is now
Salary
part. Very good. It is now part of your expense. Why expense? So, we will discuss later about the expense portion when we adjust. When we adjust expense, no, under accrual basis of accounting, meaning you will recognize the expense when it is incurred. Okay? Meaning, regardless when it is paid, nangyayari na. Okay? That's why you need to record it as part of your expense. Okay? Pero pag hindi pa nangyayari ang event na yan, you should not recognize it as part of your expense. Alright. How much? You have 12,000. Cash ba? Yes, cash. So we credit here cash of 12,000. So you paid salaries. Diba? Alright. Expense, salary expense. If we increase your expense, it is on the debit. Debit ba? Yes. Again, cash, credit if you have if you decrease your asset. Okay? So, ang dami na palang cash na. So, you have 12,000 here. Expense, if we increase your expense, it is on the debit. Yan. Alright. October 21. What if you collect 14,000 from customer's bill in October 12? Di ba ito October 12? Walang pera yung customer mo. Nagbayad siya ng October 21 worth 14,000. What is the entry?
Accounts
Of
receivable.
course, very good. Debit cash. Why cash? Because you receive cash worth 14,000. What is the credit?
AR.
Very good. It is accounts receivable. Okay? Huwag malito ha, baka nabaliktad niya. Okay? Accounts receivable worth 14,000. All right. So meaning collected cash from your customer. Collected cash from customers. Yan. So here, cash, you increase your cash, 'di ba? Always on the debit side. Okay? If you decrease your asset, account receivable, yan ay nasa credit. Correct? Yan. Yan, 11. Next, October 25. Build ulit. Build customers for 30,000 for cleaning services. Same as this. Ano ba yan? Ito. Diba? Build customers. So, just copy. Same as kanina. Okay? So, ito ay worth 30,000. So, I will not explain this. Same lang yan. Same explanation. You build your customers. So, you have here accounts receivable 30,000 and you have also service revenue of 30,000 or just revenue or service revenue. Same lang yan. So, you have here 30,000. All right. Next. October 31, you paid 2,000 month expense for gas and oil delivery van. So you have here gas and oil. What is the entry? Rika, what is the entry for this? So paid 2,000 for month expense on gas and oil.
Um, Debit gas and oil.
Very good. Gas and oil expense or gas and oil? Okay lang. Gas and oil expense,
Credit
which
cash.
is 2,000. And you credit here cash, which is 2,000. All right, very good. So this is you paid gas and oil. Okay. So again, expense. If you increase your expense, it is on the debit side. Debit ba? Yes. Again, decrease na naman ng cash. Always on the credit. All right. So I will not discuss further. No, madali na. All right. Next. What if you withdrew cash? Okay? For personal use. So ito yung tinatawag na ERAP drawing. Tama ba? ERAP drawing. And the cost here is 6,000. Of course, you have cash of 6,000. So meaning this is withdrawal or withdrawal cash for personal use. And so ERAP drawing is a nominal account, and if we increase our ERAP drawing or drawing account always on the debit, diba? And also, again, cash na naman. If we decrease cash, if we decrease accounts asset, it is on the debit, credit. Yan. So far, malinaw ba? So we are done with journal entries and we are done with the ledger. In terms of ledger, by the way, no? In terms of ledger, so if we debit, no, we add all of this, then we minus a credit. Okay. Why? Because asset, no, has a normal debit balance. So you add all the debit, you minus all the credit. Also, delivery van, walang problema. Only one account. So, yun yung balance mo. And also, yun yung suppliers, prepaid also. Account receivable. You add all of this, 55 minus 14, you have 41. Meaning, you have a debit balance in terms of your assets. How about liabilities and owner's equity, di ba? Yan ay nasa credit naman. Why? Because you have a credit balance. Erap capital, accounts payable, you add all of this, minus 15, you have 24. How about revenue? Revenue has a credit balance also. So you have here, if you add all of this, you have 55. How about expense? Yes, expense also has a debit balance. Also, ERAP drawing. So, madali na. Okay? After that, no, what you will do is trial balance. Oh, nalagay ko na pala. Alright, so gagawin nyo is, kukunin mo lahat yung balance, yung naka-yellow. Okay? Yan. So, 17, 41. So, lahat yun ay balance dito, no? And then, in terms of the trial balance, unadjusted, ano yung pagkakasunod-sunod pala? I think I discussed it a while ago. Or sorry, last Tuesday. It should be, ano yung una? Assets muna, di ba? Asset ba to? Yes. Cash until delivery van is your asset. Followed by liability. Accounts payable is part of your liability. Next is capital. Next is drawing, revenue, and expense. Correct? Again, how about in terms of your asset? No? Ano nga yung order or chronological order in terms of your asset? It is based on?
Pinaka-liquid po.
Very good, Jess. It is based on liquidity. So, pinaka-liquid yung cash followed by AR, cleaning supplies. How about in terms of payable? In terms of date of?
Payment.
Ano yan?
Maturity, sir.
Very good, maturity. Okay. Very good. You listened to my discussion last Thursday. All right. So after that, no, if you debit cash here, dapat debit din dito, no? Hindi pwedeng credit dito. Pag if the accounts payable has a credit balance, dapat nasa credit. Kasi there are times na hindi na siya magbabalance. Okay? After that, you add all of this. You add all of this, dapat it should be equal. All right. So any questions so far before we go to adjustment? So after that, you will go to adjustment. Okay? Then, the trial balance. So far, malinaw ba? Or, ay, sir, alam na namin yan. None? Hi? No question? Richard, no question? Okay, Eliza, Anna?
Answer.
Alright, so far, malinaw. Alright. Next thing is all about adjustment. Okay, para we can end in terms of the working cycle. Maybe until next meeting, no, we will explain about the working capital. Okay, and before we go to the balance sheet. Okay, all right. Adjusting the account. Why we need to adjust certain assets, certain liabilities, or certain revenue. No, the reason is because of dito. This is my quiz. No? Because of the time period. No? Because of periodicity assumptions. Why? Because as time goes by, when we purchase one particular assets, when we receive cash, and it is part of your liability, as time goes by, it will also recognize expense. You will also recognize revenue. Why? Again, because of the time period or periodicity. Okay? Period of less than 1 year, it is called interim period. And accounting period naman for 1 year is called fiscal year. Okay. For example, again, what if you purchase building? No? Si Ariana nag-purchase ng building, okay, worth 5 million on October 1, 2020. Alright. Sa tingin niyo ba, the cost of 5 million of that building will also be the same amount 5 years from now? Yung 5 million ba ay 5 million pa din by 2024? Yes or no?
Oh, sir.
No, sir.
Why no?
Depreciation, sir.
Very good.
Depreciation.
Depreciation, sir.
Because of the depreciation. Because of the physical wear and tear of obsolescence of that material. Uh, in layman's term, naluluma ang building, di ba? That's why you need to depreciate the property, plant, and equipment, except land. Okay, land will appreciate, no? Land will increase, no? Your asset. Yan. Ito yung example why we need to adjust one particular account. It is the reason why we have an adjustment. Alright. Later, I will discuss kung ano yung mga need to adjust in terms of the accounts. Okay? Yeah, measuring business income. Okay, the main objective of this, of course, is to ascertain whether the business has profit or they suffered a loss during the accounting period. Why? Because of the objective, because of the your main target or main target is to earn a profit. Of course, dapat your account uh, should be properly valued, no? Hindi pwedeng understated, hindi pwedeng overstated. Why? Kasi hindi kayo gumawa ng adjustment. Alright. So how do we measure the business income? Using the accrual basis of accounting and under cash basis of accounting. But in accounting, no, ano yung GAAP? It is the accrual basis of accounting, not the cash basis of accounting. That's why in terms of accrual, basis of accounting, we adheres with the two principles of revenue, recognition principle, and the matching principle. So ito yung sinasabi ko kanina, no? Under accrual, you will record revenue when it is earned, not only when cash is received, or regardless when your customer will not pay you. Okay? Meaning, as long as there's an actual performance of services, there's a delivery of goods, no? Kahit wala pang pambayad yung customer mo, you will recognize that as part of your revenue already. Okay? Ay, walang pera yung customers mo. Saan mo tina-charge? Accounts receivable. Tama ba? Eh, kanina, di ba, we have accounts receivable. What else? Expense naman are recorded as part of expense, no? When it is used or consumed in the generation of the revenue, regardless when it is paid. What do you mean of this? Bumili si Ana Mercado ng coupon band ng ballpen, 'di ba? Worth 1 million. Grabe. 1 million. All right. Ano na, 100,000 na lang. All right. So, on January 1. Of course, sa tingin nyo ba, yung ballpen, yung coupon band, hindi mauubos ni Ana? Of course, as time goes by, magamitin niya yung coupon band, yung ballpen, mauubos yung tinta. Diba? So, meaning, it is now, pag nagamit na yon, nagamit na, naubos na, the supplies will become now expense. Okay? That's why the assets now is used already or consumed already, you will now recognize as part of your expense. What is the entry for that? Debit supplies expense and credit supplies. All right. What else? Yun nga, yung building, no? Nagamit mo na yung building. As time goes by, you have your depreciation. All right. Prepaid naman, ganun din. Okay? So, you will recognize as part of your expense. Again, regardless when or not only when cash is paid. Alright. So, baliwala yung cash basis of accounting. As long as nagamit mo na yung assets, na-consume mo na yung assets, it is now part of your expense. Alright. Yan. It is under GAAP principle. Yan. So, cash basis of accounting, it is not a GAAP. So, we will not follow this, no? Cash basis of accounting. Alright. How do we recognize revenue again? I think ito ay kanina nasabi ko na, di ba? Paano yun? Pag services, when there is earned when at the time the services is already performed. What else? Merchandising when there is a delivery of goods. Okay? Yan. So you will it is now part of your revenue. Okay? Regardless when it is paid or when you have a collection from your customers. Okay? Matching principles naman, Meaning, you should recognize expense daw when you have revenue. Hindi pwedeng you have revenue now, you will recognize expense next year. Hindi pwede. Okay? So meaning you have matching, meaning the revenue earned this month are offset against the expense for this month also, okay? In terms of the revenue. All right. That's why you have your adjusting entries. Why again? Because of revenue, principal, and because of the matching principal. Yan. So ito yung kanina na ginamit natin. Same, sorry, hindi siya same amount Same as ginawa natin. The reason why we have this trial balance, no? Para in order for us, no, to prepare your adjustment. So yan. Trial balance is analyze to determine the adjusting entries. So sa tingin nyo dito, ano yung mga i-adjust natin? Prepaid for sure. What else? I think wala na. Okay, later. Yung pang supplies. Itong dalawa, supplies. So we will adjust this. Okay. Ayan. In terms of adjusting entries, no, it is under GAAP. Okay. Required each time you have preparation of your FS. Okay. Adjustment also. Okay. Sige, what are the basic adjusting entries? No? Ito yung mga i-adjust natin. You have prepayments, so prepaid expenses as discussed a while ago. We have deferral or pre-collection or unearned revenue. Baliktad, no? Ito naman, you receive cash. Okay? And you have accrual. So, accrual done already. Okay? Kasi ito yung mga accrual na, let's say, debit AR credit sales. Yun lang. Okay? Or debit salary expense, credit salary is payable. And you have also estimates. So I will discuss lang depreciation only. Wag na tong amortization and estimated kasi ito yung higher accounting. Okay? Wag na. Yung number 5 and number 6 to be discussed further. Wag na muna to. We will discuss 1, 2, 3, and 4 lang. Okay? For the adjustment. Alright. In terms of the adjusting, I will not discuss the methods. Tama ba? Na ano pa ba ninyo? Naalala nyo pa si Lina, no? There are two methods in terms of prepayments. Naalala pa? Richard?
Yes, sir.
Diba? You have asset
Asset
method.
method and
You
expense
have
method.
expense. Don't worry, I will not discuss that. No? Baka malito pa kayo. Maybe I will discuss only one method. Pinaka-easy, which is the asset method. Okay? Yan. And you have also here an earned revenue. And you have also two methods. You have liability method
Liability and
and
revenue.
revenue method. All right. I will discuss only one, which is liability method. All right. Kasi kahit anong mangyari, same method pa rin. You have the same answer. You have the same balance. All right. For the purpose of this, para wag malito. Kasi malamang na naalala ko first year ako noon, na nalilito ako dyan. Okay? Yan. In terms of the prepaid expenses, so for example, si Richard, no, ay may pera worth 12 million. And then kailangan niyang makabayad ng insurance or si rent na lang, rent para condo kay si Lina. Okay? So si Richard is he will pay 5 million as rent. So on the part of Richard, it is a prepaid expense or prepaid rent. Diba? So si Richard, the entry for that is debit prepaid rent and credit cash. Okay? So ito yung prepaid on the part of Richard kasi you pay in advance. How about on the part of Selena? Si Selena naman ay he will recognize or she will recognize unearned revenue for the rent. Why? Because Selena received cash. But sa kanya, it is a liability. Kasi hindi pa ginagamit ni Richard ang condominium. 'Di ba? So as time goes by, on the part of Richard, he will recognize expense, correct? On his prepaid. On the part of Serena naman, as time goes by, he will recognize revenue. Naintindihan ba? Yan. Ito yung ibig sabihin ng prepaid or unearned revenue. Malinaw?
Yes, sir.
Hi. Step, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, malinaw ha? Alright.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Alright, sige. Again, prepaid expenses paid in cash and recorded as assets before they are used or consumed. As time goes by, it will become part of expense. Okay? Unearned revenue naman, you will recognize this as part of the liability, but as time goes by, you have an earned portion. Okay? Don't worry, I will give you example on this, no? Pag kayo ay nalilito pa. Okay? Yan. Prepayments, ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo. I will not discuss this. Basta the main, no, the main objective of the prepaid is that you pay in advance for one particular asset and hindi nyo pa nagagamit. Alright. Kasi meron ditong dalawang account. Yan. Ito yung sinasabi ko, asset method. I think ito ay uploaded na sa Canvas nyo, di ba? I think. So you can read this naman. Okay? So, yan, asset method and you have expense method. Just read na lang to, but I will focus more on the asset method, which is the easiest, no, in the two methods. Okay, and I will focus more on the example. And all right, okay. So please disregard this expense method. Focus more on the asset method. For example, September 1, Miguel Enterprise paid in advance rent for 12,000 cash, covering for 1 year. Okay. On September 1, what is the entry of Miguel Enterprise? So you debit prepaid rent 12,000 and you credit cash 12,000. So kaya lang yung 12,000 daw is for 1 year period. Okay. So magkano ang ating monthly rent? Just 12,000 divided by, if 1 year siya, divide 12 months. So you have 1,000 monthly rent, correct? All right. On December 31, you need to adjust the prepaid. Why? Kasi nagamit mo na yung bahay or yung kwarto, 'di ba? Ilang buwan? September, October, November, December. 4 months. Okay? So magkano na lahat ang nagamit mo? 1,000 kasi 1,000 per month, times 4, you have 4,000. Or you can do 12,000 times 4 over 12. Why 4 over 12? Because September, October, November, December, 4. 4 months in 12 months. So divide 12. So you have 4 months. So you have 4,000. What is the entry for this? You will now recognize rent expense of 4,000. Why? Again, because it is already used, already consumed assets. It is now part of your expense. Correct? How about credit? Of course, the prepaid. Para yung prepaid mo na lang ay 8,000 na lang. Why 8,000? It is for the next year, 'di ba? Until August 31. Understood? Malinaw ba? The concept of the prepayments? Trina, say?
Yes, sir.
All right,
Yes,
no
sir.
question. Okay, no
Sir,
question,
sorry,
ha?
one question from me.
All right, question, sure.
Yung adjustments happens at the end of the year.
Yes, at the
Okay.
end of the year. So usually balance sheet date. Pero in reality sa amin, we adjust monthly, no? Para hindi na no. Pwede pa naman gawin at the end or on December 31, pero medyo madugo kasi yung trabaho ng accounting if you will just do it on December 31. So depende pa rin, no? May alam din ako na it is yearly lang, okay? In San Miguel during our time monthly din, no? And also in my present company Santa Fe location, we do it monthly also. Okay?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Siguro yung mga big companies, no, monthly, okay? Pero small companies, you can do it on December 31. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
Good. Thank you, Martin. As you notice, 'di ba, in your own company, 'di ba? Napapansin nyo, kaming mga accountant, no, during month end, sobrang busy namin. Tama ba, Selena? Why?
Yes, sir.
Because of this. Ito yung one example kung bakit kami nagba-month end closing because of adjusting, because of the adjusting entries na napakadami. All right. Yan, 'di ba? Yan. Thank you, Martin, for that questions. All right. Next. All right. Yan. Same lang. Ano ba nangyari? Same lang kanina. Alright, so 4,000. As you notice, no? If you do asset method and expense method, you have the same. Alright, pero wag na. Don't focus on the expense na. Baka malito lang kayo. Next is all about pre-collection or deferred. Ito naman, baliktad, no? You receive cash and wala pang actual, hindi pa nagagamit. So, meaning, on your part, no? It is liability or unearned revenue. Why? Kasi you receive cash hindi pa nagagamit ng customer mo, hindi pa nagagamit ng kliyente mo yung bahay na yan. Kasi hindi pa tumatakbo yung months, okay? Or yung oras in terms of using that particular assets. Okay? Yan, advance collection, no? Collections or cash payment by the customers are not yet earned by the business. So hindi pa siya, ha? Okay? Yan. Yan. So unearned revenue, again, unearned revenue is recorded as part of your liability. Okay? Again, common sense lang to kasi you receive cash, no? So ano muna, diyan na muna, standby muna siya kasi the moment na hindi mangyari 'yon, no? Hindi siya part of your revenue. Okay. I have your example. Yan. There are two methods, no? Liability method and you have revenue method. So I will not discuss this, no? I will focus more on liability method. Yan. LeBron James, no? Champion yung Lakers. Alright. October 1, okay? Kasi yung team ko sa NBA, kung saan si LeBron, doon ako, no? Yeah. Anyway, October 1, 2016, LeBron James pension house received in advance rent income of 60,000. Again, please disregard the, sorry, it should be revenue method. Disregard we will focus more on liability. Okay? Covering a 1 year. Si LeBron James naka-receive ng 60,000 cash on October 1. On his part, it is an unearned rent or unearned revenue. Why? Kasi hindi pa nagagamit ng kanyang lessee ang pension house. So, liability is the unearned rent and of course, you receive cash worth 60,000. All right. At the end of the year, December 31, malamang for sure nagamit na ni, let's say, si Ana yung nakatera dito. Okay? So, nagamit na yan for 3 months. So, on the part of LeBron James, he will now recognize rent income. Magkano ba ang ating monthly ni Ana? 60,000 divided by 12. Ilan yun? 5,000 ba? I think 5,000. Yes. I think
Okay.
5,000 is the monthly rent of Anna. So, on December 31, LeBron James will recognize rent income. So, rent income is part of your revenue, part of your sales. Now, any increase in your rent income is on the credit side. We credit ba rent income? Yes. Why we debit unearned rent? Because we decrease now our liability kasi it is now, or you will now transfer it with the rent income. That's why you debit unearned. So, magkano yung balance natin? 60 times 15, you have 45 for the next year. Alright. Question so far? Malinaw ba? Is the unearned portion or the deferral?
Clear,
Alright.
sir, so far.
Clear so far. Okay. If you have question, don't hesitate to ask me. Or kung naihiya, okay lang, just message me. Usually, yung iba nagme-message sa akin after this class. Okay lang. Just message me if you have question, clarification. Alright. Yan. So, you have 45 here, 15. So, as you notice, same lang. If you have the same method, same answer then. Alright. But focus more on this liability method. Alright. Next is all about accrual. Yung accrual accounting done already, 'di ba? Because you have accrued revenue and accrued expense. Kasi 'di ba ano yung ating accrued revenue? Revenues earned but not yet received in cash or recorded. What is the entry for number 1? Yung kanina, yung billed customers, it is part of the accrued revenue. What is the entry? Debit account receivable, credit revenue. Ito, ha? Yan. Sorry, saan ba 'yan? Ito. This is part of, saan yung AR? Yeah, ito. This is part of your accrued revenue. It is also part of accrued revenue. Dalawa to, di ba? Saan yung isa? Ito. This is also part of the accrued revenue. Ano sinabi? Revenues earned but not yet received in cash. Okay? How about number 2? Expenses incurred but not yet paid in cash. So, salaries expense. So, wala muna tayong cash. Yung credit salaries payable. Okay? So, the credit side here is accounts payable, not cash. Kasi expenses incurred but not yet paid in cash. Right? Nung naalala ko during college years, no? 'Di ba, si Lina? Sabi ko
Yes,
sana
sir.
sana accrual na lang yung lumabas kasi napakadali. Alright, 'di ba? Naalala ko lang, no?
Opo.
Alright. Kasi accrual ginagawa na natin, no? During the journal entries. So, ano yung mga sample dito? Yan. Yan, we have assets, no? Accrued revenue, account receivable, rent receivable. Yan. Yan, 'di ba? Expense naman, rent expense, credit rent payable. So instead of cash, we credit payable. Credit salaries expense, credit salaries payable. We debit interest expense, credit interest payable. Yan, ganun lang, okay? Napakadali. And also the PRT, walang kamatayang interest formula, no? Principal times rate times interest. Okay? Yan. So debit interest expense, credit interest payable. Yan. Alright, next is all about, ulit lang. Yan, ito yung formula ha. Account receivable, credit, appropriate income account. And then expense naman, appropriate expense account, credit, accrued liability. So instead of cash ha, kasi pag cash na siya, hindi na siya accrued expense. Alright, the last is all about depreciation. Yan. Depreciation, again, allocation of cost of assets over the useful life of it or useful life of the asset. It's systematic and rational allocation. Take note of this, the last bullet, no? Subject for depreciation are all property, plant, and equipment except land. Now, again, land will increase the value of it as time goes by. Okay? And there are methods, it is also called depreciation expense. So as time goes by, you need to adjust the particular assets and we will charge it as part of your depreciation expense. So what is the entry for this? So debit depreciation expense and credit accumulated depreciation. Sir, ano yung accumulated depreciation? It is your contra asset account. Sir, what do you mean of contra asset account? It is to be deducted to your property, plant, and equipment. Later, I will show you kung saan ilalagay yung accumulated depreciation. Alright. But how do we compute for the depreciation? There are methods, no? Four pa nga yun, no? Straight line, sum of the years digit, declining, and double declining. Okay. Kung kayo ay BS Accountancy, we will discuss all of this. But because MBA to, we will just compute only one, very easy, which is a straight line method. Alright. Kasi ito lang yung widely used naman. In San Miguel, we use straight line. In Santa Fe relocation, we use straight line. Malamang kayo din, di ba? Ano bang gamit nyo, Ana, sa Globe? Straight line or
Not really
or
sure sir,
not
straight
really?
line
Okay.
ang tawag
Alright.
dun.
So malamang
Sorry.
straight line 'yan kasi yun yung pinakamadali na to compute for straight line. Why? What is the formula? Acquisition cost minus salvage value divided by estimated useful life of the asset. What do you mean of acquisition cost? Meaning the purchase price, the invoice price. What do you mean of salvage value? Or anyone? What do you mean of salvage value, scrap value, residual value? Same thing. Same tawag doon? Same account title. Anyone? What do you mean of salvage value? What do you mean of salvage value slash scrap value slash residual value? Anyone?
Sir, hello,
Okay, sige,
Sir
Alvian.
Jayman.
Yes.
So I think salvage value means the amount or the
Mm-mm.
value of the certain asset should you choose to either sell it now.
Very good. And so at the end of the useful life of the asset. Very good, Selena. For example, si Martin bumili ng Honda CRV worth 2 million. Sabi ni Martin, maybe after 5 years, no, we can sell it, no. The cost of it, let's say 500,000 na lang. Okay? So after 5 years, nang ibebenta na ni Martin ang Honda CRV niya, the cost is 500,000. Meaning the 500,000 is the salvage value, the residual value, or the scrap value at the end of the useful life of one particular asset, which is your property, plant, and equipment. Okay? Very good, Selena. Okay? That's the salvage value. Okay? So again, ito yung historical cost, acquisition cost, purchase price, plus any other incidental costs. Okay? Salvage value again, scrap value, residual value. The fixed asset at the end of the useful life is the value of it. And estimated useful life of the asset. No? Estimated economic life of the fixed asset. May nagtanong sa akin, Sir, how do we determine the estimated useful life of the asset? Uh, Yan ay depende sa management. No? Usually, yung mga sasakyan, 5 years lang yan. As you notice, kung kayo ay nag-loan, kung kayo ay bumili ng sasakyan, ano yung pinaka-maximum? Di ba? 5 years. Kasi yun talaga yung yun talaga yung lifespan ng kotse. 5 years. Hindi, pero hindi ibig sabihin na di mo na magagamit. What I mean, 5 years lang the value of it, no, as time goes by. Kasi di ba usually yung mga iba, bumibili ng sasakyan after 5 years. Yan. Yung mga building usually 10 years yan, 10 to 15 years. So depende pa din, no? Depende on the management, no? Kung how to assess the estimated useful life of the asset. All right. Yan. I will discuss this amortization. Yan. This is what I told you, no? Nasaan yung contra asset? Ito na. So what if your office equipment is $5,000 and then you compute for this, no, of 83. So ang tawag dito ay net book value. So ito ay tinatawag na contra asset, no? The accumulated depreciation is the contra asset account. My question. Salvage value ba is the same? No, not no. Because salvage value is not the same as the book value because the book value is office equipment less accumulated depreciation is the net book value. Salvage value is the scrap value or the estimated value at the end of the useful life. Okay. Okay, say. All right.
Okay, sir.
All right. Sige. So what if you have no salvage value? Sa tingin nyo ba yung net book value niya, malamang it will become zero. 'Di ba? As time goes by. Kasi yearly, you will recognize depreciation expense. So, tataas yung ating contra asset, 'di ba? Pero if you have salvage value, malamang the net book value will equal to the salvage value or scrap value. Okay? Alright, so I will not discuss this now. Just read na lang. Kasi ito ay also part of the estimates pero for me, I will not discuss it. It is for the higher accounting na. Okay? So just read na lang. It is already uploaded no last week pa in your Canvas. Hopefully you read the PowerPoint of it. I think I included no in the Canvas until the worksheet or the accounting cycle. Okay? Para we can end no maybe next week and then para we can go to the module 3. Okay? Ayan. Hindi ba tayo mabilis? Kasi October pa lang. Okay. Kasi we have only module 6. Okay? All right. Sige, we go back to our, sorry. We go back to our, here. All right, sorry. All right. So, in this example, ano yung kailangan i-adjust? All right. Yan, number 4. So we are done with number 1, we are done with number 2 and number 3. Next is all about number 4, which is letter A. All right, letter A. Estimated life of truck or delivery van is worth, sorry, estimated useful life is 10 years without salvage value. All right, so meaning we will compute for the depreciation expense. All right. What is the formula again to compute for depreciation expense? Sana yung merge. Ito. So again, what is the formula? As what we discussed a while ago.
Acquisition cost.
Acquisition cost minus salvage value. Magkano acquisition cost ang delivery van? Di ba ito yan? 60,000. So 60,000. Alright. Minus 0. Di ba? Kasi wala naman tayo salvage value. Then we divide it by how much would be our or ilan yung useful life? 10 years, di ba? So you have here 10 years. So magkano ang ating depreciation? So malamang our depreciation here is 60,000 divided by 10. So you have 6,000. All right. My question is, ito na ba ang ating depreciation, the 6,000? Yes or no?
No.
Very good. Why no? The 6,000 is your yearly depreciation. Tama ba? Kailan mo ba nabili ang delivery van? Di ba naibili mo lang siya on October 5? So we assume na it is on October 1. Alright. So meaning October, November, December. So we have 3 months, no? So October to December is we have 3 months. Okay, take note of this. Usually dito nagkakamali, no? Yung estudyante. So you have 3 months. So meaning, the 6,000 here, no? Should be to be multiplied by 3 over 12. Nagagets ba ako? Gets
Yes.
ba? Bakit 3 over 12? October, November, December. So magkano ang ating depreciation pala? So our depreciation is 6,000 times 3 over 12. So you have 1,500 is your depreciation for October and December. Is only 1,500. So what is the entry for this? Debit, depreciation, expense, which is 1,500. And we credit here accumulated depreciation of 1,500. Nagigets ba? Yan. Ito yung unang ating adjusting. So you have here adjustment. Alright, after that, wag mo nang ilagay sa T account, no? So gawin na natin ay diretso na sa ating work file or worksheet. Dito ba mayroong depreciation expense? Di ba wala? Kung wala, you will include that, no, in the bottom, which is you will input depreciation expense of 1,500. Okay, may na question. All right, question. Hi, sir. Will you upload the sample? Yes, yes. No worries. I will upload this in your Canvas. All right. Jay, remind mo ako. All right, baka kalimutan
Sure,
ko.
sir. No problem.
All right. So depreciation expense 1,500. Saan mo ilalagay? Lalagay mo siya sa adjustment. Okay? So you have here 1,500 here. Why? Because we debit depreciation expense of 1,500. And then also, wala bang ano dito, accumulated depreciation? Di ba wala? So we put here accumulated depreciation, which is 1,500. So if we credit also, we debit, we also credit. Yan. All right, next, letter boy. letter boy is insurance policy is effective October 1. Magkano ang ating prepaid? Di ba 12,000? So we have here prepaid. Our prepaid is equivalent to 12,000. Kaya lang it is for 1 year. Di ba? For 1 year. So magkano ang ating monthly? Malamang 1,000, di ba? So our monthly here is, of course, 1,000. Okay, question. All right, sure, Shane.
Thanks, sir.
No worries. All right, may klase kayo, di ba? Okay, we will finish na lang adjustment. All right, sige. So you have monthly of 1,000. All right. So what is what would be your adjustment? Since we cover October, all right, October to December. So meaning you have 1,000. Okay. 1,000 times 3. So magkano ang ating insurance expense? This should be 3,000. All right. October, November, December. What is the entry for this? Debit. Anyone? The prepaid now will become part of your
Expense.
very good expense. So it is now called insurance expense. Which is, magkano? Di ba 3,000? Here. 3,000. Alright. And we credit also what? Prepaid insurance. Which is at 3,000. Okay, nagets ba? Alright. So, dito, ilalagay mo siya sa adjustment. Meron ng prepaid dito ha. Ang wala lang yung insurance expense. So, you have here insurance expense of 3,000 and also prepaid insurance here of 3,000. All right. Sige, kailangan na natin bilisan. Kasi may klase pa kayo after, no? All right, letter C. Letter C is unused supplies. So you have cleaning supplies. All right. Cleaning supplies. All right. Cleaning supplies, magkano ang ating balance? I think our balance is 9,000, di ba? Okay. So you have 9,000. Sinabi dito, unused supplies, the unused supplies is worth 5,000. O ano tong, if we minus 9,000 by 5, anong tawag dito? It is called used supplies. Nagamit na. Diba? Kung nagamit na, it will become part of your what? Very good. Expense. Alright, what is the entry for this? So you debit cleaning supplies expense worth 4,000 and you credit what? Cleaning supplies worth 4,000. Yan. So we will have this cleaning supplies. So meron ba dito? Ang meron dito yung cleaning supplies lang. Ang wala ang cleaning supplies expense. Worth ilan yan? 4,000, di ba? So 4,000. And also here 4,000. Alright. Okay. Last na. Ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo na sabi ko kay Selena, yung letter dog. Sana ito na lang lagi ang given sa exam. No? Tignan mo. Salaries incurred but not yet paid as of December is amounting to 6,000. Dapat napakadali. Oh, ano yun? Debit, salary expense. No need to compute kasi nandyan na. All right. Worth 6,000. And you credit here, salary payable. Oh, halimbawa, Jarius Martin. What if nakita mo to sa book ng company mo? Salaries expense, salaries payable. Anong gagawin mo? In reality.
Sir, so hindi pa na-deposit sa akin? Ganun ba?
Anong gagawin mo?
Maniningil?
Yes, mag-resign ka na, no?
Ah,
Kasi 'di ba, ngayon alam mo na kung how to read the FS. Kung napakadaming salaries payable sa balance sheet nyo,
okay,
makikita
sir.
mo 'yan, no? Meaning, bago ka pa lang, 1 month ka pa lang, mag-resign ka na kasi for sure, madidelay ang sahod mo. Okay, 'di ba? Salary payable. All right, 6,000. Okay, so we credit 6,000 here. And also we credit here, we debit here 6,000. All right. So we are done with the adjustment. After that is we will add all of the column of in adjustment. All right. All right. So sana balance no. All right. Malamang balance din to kasi what we debit is what we credit. You have 14,000. All right. Yan, balance which is 14,500. Alright. So, tingnan ko kung parehas Baka may... Yes, parehas. Alright. So, any questions so far? I think you have class after this. Any questions so far? Malinaw ba?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next meeting,
Yes, sir.
we will do this, no? And we will end up to the preparations of the FS. Para we are now ready to discuss income statement as part of your module, balance sheet also. And some of the assets here, I think I will focus more on the property, plant, and equipment and the intangible assets also. And the last is all about cash flow and the interpretation or analysis of the FS. No? The reason why again I include this para malaman nyo saan ba nagsimula lahat ang income statement and balance sheet. Okay? All right. So if none, so thank you. Thank you for tonight. Hopefully you learned again. Oh, si David Ramirez. But nag-join. Anyway, nawala lang siguro. All right. Hopefully you learned. Any questions so far?
None, sir.
All
Answer.
right. All right.
None, sir.
All right. If none, thank you.
po.
Thank you again.
Thank
you,
And,
sir.
Thank you,
and,
sir.
and,
Thank you.
and see you on Thursday.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Sige.